Hello everyone, this is Destiny Nakato from Pollinate Holistic Learning Center, and I'm going to talk about Jonathan's progress in regards to ages and stages. So I'm going to begin with fine motor. We had activities like spooning. This was to improve Jonathan's hand-eye coordination, his fine motor skills, and self-feeding tasks, to improve his self-feeding tasks. So I'm going to begin by talking a little bit about his self-feeding. Jonathan didn't want to feed himself. So usually it would be his carer to feed him his food. But with training, Jonathan is now able to feed himself with any feeding tool, be it a fork or a spoon. Then we had activities like tracing a line with a pencil or any writing object. So Jonathan is now able to trace a line, unlike before. We began with having very, very, very short lines, and then we progressed to making the line long, and Jonathan is now able to trace throughout the whole line properly. It improved his pencil grip, hand strength, and visual tracking. Then we had other activities that were to support or improve his cognitive skills and problem solving as well. So we had an activity where Jonathan is tasked in terms of problem solving, where we put an object on a higher, like high, where he can't reach. So we were expecting Jonathan to maybe drag a chair or do anything to reach the object that is high. And this is an object that Jonathan really wants, not just any object. So when we started off with this activity, Jonathan would just give up and just walk away. He would just look at his object raised, this object that he liked so much up, and he can't reach it, and he just goes away. But then with consistency, Jonathan started putting an effort of maybe now he would try to tiptoe or jump to reach the object. Then most of the times he would just give up. Then now Jonathan is able, if there are chairs around or any object that can help, he can step on and reach the object. He's able to drag that object, be it a chair or a small table, and he can drag it to that position and pull or get whatever he wants on a higher ground which he can't reach. Then we had another activity which was arranging puzzles. Jonathan wasn't able to arrange puzzles. He would just not even look at what he's doing, and he'll just put everything there. So we started off with just a puzzle which has 3 pieces with different brightly colored colors, and also different shapes, but 3 puzzle pieces. So with that, Jonathan was able to do that. But right now, as I'm speaking, Jonathan is able to arrange a 6-piece puzzle, but of sizes that are medium, not very tiny puzzle pieces. Then we had other activities that were aiding in his self-care or activities of daily living, say brushing his teeth, dressing up, bathing. So in terms of brushing his teeth, Jonathan didn't want to brush his teeth. He didn't want to even open his mouth to brush his teeth. So you would really find it challenging to get him to open his mouth. But right now, Jonathan is able to open his mouth, and he allows you to actually brush his teeth. And at some point, you can see a little bit of independence where Jonathan, you can ask him to brush his teeth. You tell him, Jonathan, brush your teeth, and you'll see a little bit of independence in that, where he'll show you the action of brushing his teeth. So you just continue to support him. Then we have him dressing himself up. Before, with this, this was really another task, because we had to begin with Jonathan being able to identify his clothing and know where which one goes. So it was challenging, because Jonathan would put let's say a short on his head, or put a shirt on his feet, or put his panty and try to force it through his head. So we were able to achieve that now Jonathan knows where his clothes go. He knows that this goes here, and that goes there. So you show him, Jonathan, this is your shirt. Can you put on? So when you hand over the cloth to him, you will put it on his hands and tell him, Jonathan, put on, with that prompting. So he needs a little bit of physical prompting and verbal prompting to be able to put on his clothes properly. Then in terms of bathing, I can't say that Jonathan can shower himself completely, but there is a little bit of progress in that, because at some point you can be able to tell Jonathan, scrub yourself, and you'll see him scrubbing himself in some places like his hands and his stomach. So he shows the action of doing that. So he knows that this is the way I scrub. So it just needs a little bit of pushing and support, and he'll be able to shower himself completely. Then Jonathan can also help in terms of arranging tables and bringing chairs to the same tables to set up for dinner. Then we had other activities, and these were for his gross motor side of it. So we had activities like jumping in the trampoline, swinging, climbing ladders. So we also had other activities that combined fine motor and gross motor at the same time. So Jonathan would squat. So there is there's a basin with water and some objects in the water, and a table with a tray on top. So Jonathan is handed a spoon, and he squats down, he scoops a ball, he stands up and puts the ball that he has scooped on a tray on a table. So he does that a number of times, and this is a little bit of exercising for him. It's also improving his gross motor skills as well. Aside from that, I am really, really happy and grateful for having an opportunity with Jonathan here at our center. And yeah, we love Jonathan so much. We love him. We're going to miss him so much. Thank you so much.